track your career, right? One of the things that you said was, obviously you were doing, level one network engineer roles or the title and so forth. You had it and you were doing the work, but you were also doing other things, project management. They didn't have to go to, the PMO office to get other people. You were designing things and so forth because that was the skill set that you had and you brought, especially from the military. But one of the things that you said that was really important was you went to him with a book, right? A brag book of all the things that you were doing, right? To share your value because you didn't go to him or her with that book of, I like to call it the brag book, right? They wouldn't have ever said, I'm going to promote Damion. If you would have just stayed the course, just doing the work, they would have been like, all right, Damion's happy. No, you went to your manager and said, I'm doing this stuff. This is the stuff that I'm doing, and I expect to be fairly compensated from it. Obviously, the conversation didn't go as such where, hey, you walk into the room, you lay the book on the table and said, I deserve more money. That's not how the conversation goes. It's a conversation. Yeah. It's just a nice conversation of, here's my objectives. Here's how I'm meeting it. This is what I'm doing. In addition to it, I'm serious about my career and I want to get to the next level and I just think I deserve to be paid more. And when you have that sort of respect from your manager and you have the actions to show that you are delivering value for the team and they know that and you manage up, right, you're going to get compensated. You use that to skip over a network engineer 2 to a network engineer 3. I just want people to make sure they heard that because you can do the exact same thing in your career to fast track a promotion, to fast track you getting promoted, to fast track you getting more money. And I love that you said that, Damon. Continue on, sir.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, neither are you, but for a lot of people, like a lot of skills that you have, like transfer into other areas, like asking for a promotion. That's the same thing for me as creating a business case.
Yeah.
Like, here's the value I bring. It's a business case. That's pretty much what it is. And my manager, we had a really good relationship. He was, he knew, how I worked. So it wasn't an awkward conversation. It was like, hey, here's what I've been doing. Here's the proof. I would like to be compensated for what I'm doing. So just having that in the back of his mind, he knew that I got to do something, or this guy might go somewhere else. That's probably what he was thinking.
I love that. I love that you said it. It's no different than creating a business case, and you are absolutely right. I've never even thought about it that way, Damion. I never thought about the simplicity behind that, but you are absolutely right. It's no different than creating a business case. You're absolutely right. Continue on, sir.
So yeah, just having that bug in the back of his mind. I expected L2, but he went ahead to L3 because I was doing the work, so it was an easy decision for him. He just had to find it in the budget to get it done.
Wow.
And got it done. I stayed at Halliburton for 10 years. And man, I just got tired of the boom and the bust, man. When it's good, it's good. But when it's bad, they are just cutting. It was eye-opening how ruthless they were at doing layoffs and cuts and stuff over at Halliburton. It was bad. We knew when it was happening when they first started doing it because they would bring HPD on campus, the Harris County Police Department. They would bring them on campus. So, because, man, this is a situation, it's a stressful situation when you got, hundreds of people, called into the conference room or whatever, being laid off the same day. It's a stressful situation. So we knew when layoffs was happening because HPD would be on the scene. And and I was so cocky and arrogant at that time, which is just weird because I'm a pretty modest person. But I'd be walking around. And I was like, "What are they gonna do? Fire me for doing a good job?" But that was my attitude toward it. Fire me for doing a good job? They might, because they did fire people that did good work. So it was just a matter of if your number matched their number, you was out.
I love that you said that too, and it's not being cocky, it's not being arrogant. It's showing that, and knowing that you bring value every single day, right? As we continue to climb and we want to get to certain points in our career, um, it's important to continue to deliver value, right? And whatever that value is to your organization, it's important to do that. And if you do that, and you are a likable person, you more than likely, when stuff turns the opposite way, because all industries have their ups and downs, right? We're seeing it right now in the tech industry now with some of the larger companies that are in the fintech space, the cryptocurrencies, the Coinbase, and so forth, Tesla, and so forth. Them slashing headcount or rescinding job offers that they had out there. Um, but typically, the people who continue to show up and continue to deliver value, and it's known that to deliver value, typically, in my opinion, what I've seen in my career over 17 years, the people who are doing those things aren't typically the ones that are impacted. If they are, they were the last to go, and also are given opportunities to, find another organization. And let's just say, if it's HR or something along those lines, they will have an opportunity to transition to a professional services or support where they can still stay at the company because they are valuable. They're a likable person. They seem like they are a person that can transition to different careers or a different role and things like that, right? Is that your opinion as well, too, what you've seen over at Halliburton?
Man, that place was rough.
Mm,
When it
mm,
comes to layoff time, it was just we used to say Halliburton is a finance and legal company.
mm,
As long as they're making money and you keep them out of trouble, you could do pretty good over there.
mm,
But when it comes to the downturn, man, they didn't. It was just numbers.
mm,
Like sometimes, like you would have a manager, lay some of his crew off, and then his manager would come and lay him off.
mm,
Like,
mm,
it was
mm,
it was wild. I never experienced anything like that before. I remember when they first announced layoffs. I was like, layoffs? What is that?
mm.
So I had never experienced it before. But it was tough over there, man. It
But it,
probably
it
was a
didn't
lot.
it didn't impact you though or did it impact you or did it not impact you because of the value that you were bringing?
No, I made it through all the layoffs.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I was ready to go when they started. I mean, they fire me for doing a good job. I'll go somewhere else. So, it
well,
didn't.
and that was my point too, Damien. Is you're bringing value and you're constantly bringing value. More than likely, you're going to be saved, right? It's going to be up to you if you want to make the ultimate decision to jump, right? And I think a lot of times we hear in the tech world that you know uh, uh, our people are the first ones to go when it comes to layoffs. Yeah, well, if they aren't performing, yeah, of course, right? I've
Yeah.
seen that. I've seen that where if you aren't a high performer, you may be one of the first ones to go. Or if you are a person that's been in a role for a very long time and they're doing cuts to an organization and you aren't showing any signs of growth and so forth, they lay you off. Our brother Steven Stern came on this show and talked about that. How I hired him and he spent a good 8 years in that role. Continuing to get promoted and so forth. And was probably one of the best individuals in that team. But he's had many times to go to other organizations in the company. Well, it came down to them shifting the entire Alpharetta uh, office to Mexico, right? And he was
Yeah.
part of the overall cuts, right? So it can happen, but I think there's a stigma out there in tech or just in general that our people are the first ones to go when there's some sort of layoffs, and I don't find that to be true. I haven't found that to be true in my career.
No, I gotta agree with you. I absolutely believe that my performance and what I was able to do for the company, you know, they kept me there because
Mm,
I mean, it's I was in there doing it, doing the work, and just had a really good reputation for getting shit done.
yep,
So
yep. I love
I
that.
show up to work every day, no excuses, and just doing it.
Good, 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 good. So obviously you got promoted to a network engineer three. And Halliburton went through some layoffs and so forth. What was did you stay there and continue to climb up and continue to get additional certifications? additional learning? Did you transition to another role? Kind of talk about your journey after, the
Oh
promotion,
yeah.
network engineering 3, and so forth.
Yeah, I picked up a few more certifications. The Halliburton switched over from Cisco to Aruba Wireless, and I was one of the first at the company to get certified for Aruba Wireless. Now Aruba is part of HP. Renewed my CCNP, I think, one more time. It was active all the way to like 2012.
Wow.
So I renewed it, I think, 2 or 3 times. Uh, ITIL, just whatever they're offering was, I would, if it was something within my arena, I'd get serious about it and just get certified.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I was looking to climb the ladder, move into management, and it just so happened, I'm checking all the boxes to move into management, and then just that last, downswing, I was just through. I'm like, I'm not working in the oil field anymore. I'm done with this. But at the same time, I was doing all that stuff. I moved back out to the country, and I
Mm.
had a little piece of property, and I was running my little farm after work and on the weekends. So I was out there riding tractors and clearing land, and putting up pig pens and raising pigs, and doing all that stuff. At home, and then going to work during the week and managing projects, and standing in front of the CEO sometimes. Yeah, I actually met Dave Lazar once. But yeah, standing up there in front of the executives and presenting business cases and managing projects and traveling and doing my doing my white collar thing.
I love it that you're in two worlds, man.
Yeah.
You're in absolutely two worlds, right? And so